Let's go on into the topic for today. We just finished up the first topic and we are in the second topic, and we're going to be looking at, I have my notes over here and I have my timer here. I'm going to try my best to finish before 12 minutes. And our topic for today is understand what life is made to be. Understand what life is made to be. So this is very, very mind-blowing when you literally find out what life was made to be originally. Because I hear a whole lot of people saying, as in, what was life actually, why was life made? Like, what is the reason of life? Like, why are we all here in the first place? What is the reason that we all exist? Why is there this earth? Why is the earth existing? Like, what is the meaning of life and why? So there's a simple, people would anticipate or think that the answer will be very complex, but no, it's actually very simple. And it's actually very, very mind-blowing. So simple. Okay? So the reason why this life exists is just because of the need for a different kind of relationship with God. Like, life was created for relationship. Life is not relationship, but is created for relationship. So we said in the last topic that God created love, which is one of the most biggest creation of His. Love actually defines Him, tells you more about Him. But we also talked about love being the foundation for many relationships. Like, different kind of relationships that you have gives rise to different kind of different type of love that we have. The different kind of love that we have, parent to child, friends to friends, siblings, romantic kind, God type, which is unconditional. So different kind of love that we see and have is the reason for the different kind of relationships that we have. Okay, so that is basically the foundation that we looked on yesterday, or the last topic. But life is simply made for relationship. This life that we have is simply made for relationship. So the history behind it is God has the heaven that He created initially, and every other thing that we did not know exists or existed before, because we were not in existence. God made all of those things. Like in heaven, there are different creations and different things that are there that we don't even know because we've not been there yet, and different things that that already existed before we existed, but we're actually existing. That's complex, but that's a whole lot of words. But yeah, so yes, so God had all of those things in heaven, but He needed something different. He wanted something entirely different. He wanted something new from the normal environment that He was in. He is not wicked. He's over there in heaven. Everybody is, I believe, everybody is loved, because everything that has to do with God is evolves around love. Everything is good over there. I would have said everything is perfect, but we know everything is perfect in heaven, but I would come back to that because Lucifer did something completely chaotic and bizarre. So, but God wanted a new environment, or whereby He can relate to a new creation that can actually talk and relate back to Him. So that's why He created the earth, this world. So He created the trees, and I'm sure I don't think there's any tree in heaven. We don't think there's any tree in heaven. So He created trees, seas, all of these things that would not be found in heaven, and then created animals, and then a higher being that He can relate to. So when He created everything, He gave the humans the charge over this whole creation, this whole new invention. He gave them the charge. He also created them as a new invention, but He made them superior, whereby He can talk to them. He won't talk to the animals, but He made us so special whereby He can talk to us. He breathed life into all of the things that had life, that lived, but we had a more superior kind of design in us whereby we can actually talk to him and relate to him, and he can come and spend time with us. So in the cool of the night, God will always go to Adam and Eve, and talk to them and be like stuff like, I believe you say stuff like, how did the day go? Did you had any problem today with those animals? Are you done with naming them? Did you like those fruits? Did you try this one? Did you do this? Did you do that? Any questions? He will come and relate with them like that, just a normal loving relationship as he has in heaven. And he wanted to be a father whereby he can give fatherly kind of love and advice as they all grew, and provision. This is a different place from heaven, but he came to them in the cool of the night to talk to them, to relate with them. So life was created for relationship, a different kind of relationship from the one he had in heaven. So when the devil, when Lucifer when he actually did what he did and caused a problem for humans, then God had to step in to find a rescue for them. That is when life became complex. And the devil has always been deceiving, and still is deceiving, whereby a whole lot of Satanists and people that worship the devil and support him are currently publicly saying things that affirm their support for the devil, even in music and religion. Everyone has freedom of religion. The things that happen currently, like the worship of the devil, the Lucifer, is not a new thing. And gayism, things that Christians don't involve in, like gayism and lesbianism, they are not new. They've always been existing. Like in the old times, people sacrificed their children. Even before Christ was here, people sacrificed their children to Baal. Like, you literally sacrifice your child to Baal. You can't find it here anymore in this time, unless it's secret, like in the secret. But you cannot find that as a normal thing right now. But worse things, and even things that exist as of right now, has always been existing. It's not a new thing. Gayism and lesbianism, we all know that Christians don't support that. That is not a new thing either. It has always been existing in the time of old, like in Sodom and Gomorrah. So the devil actually stepped in, and that was when life became complex. So God had to look for a way to rescue man and his creation, to help them so that they can keep living. So how did this all happen? The devil was an angel in heaven, and he had a whole lot of glory. He was given roles. In fact, he sang, he did music in heaven, that he had a whole lot of honor, but he wanted more. The Bible also said that he was handsome in all of that, but he wanted more. Okay, so he rebelled against God, and he actually wanted to take the place of God. And no, how can you take the place of God? It's not done, it's not thinkable. But when God saw that he was corrupted, and he pulled a whole lot of more angels with him, God drove him down to the earth and gave him a punishment, and gave him a time frame that until that time is fulfilled, he's going to be punished and eternally, like forever, cast into a deep pit of fire, whereby he will remain there as a punishment for what he's done. So he actually now is trying to get as much human beings as much as possible and destroy what God has originally made to be the way it is. He's trying to do the opposite of it and try to take as much human beings to hell with him. So the devil tries as much as possible now to deceive. Just like when he was thrown down from heaven, he started with deceiving Adam and Eve. So once they disobeyed, because the devil deceived them, God had to step in to look for another way. That's why God is a father. He would try his best, even if the most impossible thing, to do whatever to save. So the devil is constantly deceiving and wants to pull as much with him to hell.